Is racial gerrymandering legal, and what are its consequences for voters? Imagine living in a community where your voice feels muffled, not because you don't want to participate, but because the district lines are drawn to limit your influence. That's what racial gerrymandering is all about. It involves drawing electoral boundaries mainly based on race, and it can have serious effects on voting rights. Under the law, racial gerrymandering is generally not allowed. The United States Constitution's 14th Amendment guarantees equal protection under the law. In 1993, the Supreme Court recognized that drawing districts mainly based on race can violate this protection. They said race cannot be the main reason for how districts are shaped unless there is a strong reason, like following the Voting Rights Act. This law aims to prevent minority voters from being ignored or diluted in elections. When courts review claims of racial gerrymandering, they use a strict test called strict scrutiny. This means the state has to prove that race was used only when absolutely necessary and that the district boundaries are narrowly focused on a legal goal. Each district is looked at carefully to see if race was the main factor. If it was, the state must show it was done to protect voting rights or comply with laws meant to help minority voters. The effects of racial gerrymandering can be harmful or helpful, depending on how it's done. If districts are drawn unfairly, it can weaken minority voters' power by either packing them into a few districts or spreading them out so they can't elect their preferred candidates. This reduces their influence and can make it harder for minorities to get fair representation. But if districts are drawn properly, giving minorities a fair chance to elect leaders, it can protect their voting rights and ensure they are heard. Knowing your rights means understanding that you can challenge district maps that seem to be based mainly on race without a good reason. Courts have set standards to stop racial discrimination in redistricting. If you feel your voting power is being unfairly limited because of how districts are drawn, you can take legal action. Being aware of how district lines are made and how race factors into this process helps you exercise your voting rights better and stand up for fair representation. In the end, racial gerrymandering is illegal when race is the main factor without meeting legal standards. Its consequences can make it harder for minority voters to participate equally in elections. That's why it's so important for voters to understand these rules and know they can speak up if they believe their voting rights are being harmed.